We're live. That's what they tell me. This is the Aaron Zero Show podcast, and it's the news. So, what do we have today? Ambassador Elise Stefanik and border czar Tom Horman have been appointed by Mr. Trump, and all eyes are on the president-elect's pick for top team as his party closes in on full control of Congress, and a lot of immigrant groups are joining hands to stop or protest against the president's deportation policies, and they're trying to get their act together to block whatever they can do. 2024 to be the warmest year on record, UN says. Excuse me one second. At the COP29 climate conference, global temperature rises have temporarily exceeded the 1.5 degree Celsius limit set by Paris Agreement, but UN says the deal has not yet been broken. India says not nervous about working with Trump. Modi and Trump share cordial relations, but India and the US also saw bitter tariff wars under their leadership. China roads blocked by thousands of cyclists in night quest for dumplings. It started as a social media trend, but brought traffic between gridlock between two cities. Japan's Ishiba stays as PM despite election setback. He will now navigate hostilities within his party, economic woes, and a period of flux in international relations. And this gentleman says he lost 9 teeth filming Squid Game, BBC on set, which shows Qatar. South Korean drama returns for second season in December. Jamie Oliver pulls offensive children book from sale. 400 fantasy novel is accused of stereotyping indigenous Australians. 6 killed in strikes on Ukraine as Russia denies Trump call, says a call in which the US president elect reportedly warned against escalating the conflict did not happen. India's luxury airline Vistara flies into the sunset. It's probably going to liquidation. Dozens detained after protesters defy ban in Amsterdam. Starmer set for Trump and Ukraine talks with Macron. Haiti's prime minister ousted after 6 months. Rita Ora is tearful in tribute to Liam Payne at MTV Awards. And who has joined Trump's team? Republicans closing into the House, but races are still too hot. And Democrats' bet on a generation of liberal voters has backfired badly. Latino, Black, and younger voters once helped Obama win power. Trump made gains with all three groups this election. And what else do we have here? We have to see who has joined Trump's team. So he's made the first official hires of the incoming administration, naming chief of staff, a border czar, and ambassador to the United Nations. Transition team is vetting a series of candidates ahead of his return to White House on 20th January 25. Susie Wiles, who headed his campaign, becomes the first female chief of staff, while Tom Homan, who served in the first Trump term, will play a critical role on border and immigration. So Susie Wiles were the master, and Chris Lafita were the masterminds behind Trump's victory over Kamala Harris. Trump called her the Ice Maiden, a reference to a composer, and said she liked to stay in the background. And then we have border czar Tom Homan, critical job because it includes responsibility for Trump's mass deportations of millions of undocumented immigrants, which was the central campaign pledge. Made the announcement on Truth Social, calling Hoffman a stalwart on border control, and the former police officer was acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Information (ICE) in first term, and he has advocated a zero tolerance stance on the issue. And he says Trump comes back in January. I'll be on his heels coming back. He said in July, I will run the biggest deportation force this country has ever seen. So the land of freedom will start mass deportations, while the land of freedom was conceived by immigrants themselves. They all came on a ship called the Mayflower. So that is those are the main headlines, international. And from the Indian stories, Bangladesh's interim government says it will seek Interpol's assistance to repatriate deposed PM Sheikh Hasina from India and other fugitives. Russian military has assembled force of 50,000 soldiers, including North Korean troops, as it prepares for an assault aimed at reclaiming territory seized by Ukraine in Kursk region, say US officials. Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu admits for the first time he okayed the deadly pager explosion attack on Hezbollah in Lebanon. His defense minister Katz says Israel has defeated the outfit. Well, I don't think so, but anyway, that's me. President elect Donald Trump wins Arizona, the final state to be called in the US presidential election, marking a clean sweep of all the seven battleground states. And India won't travel to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy, the Indian Cricket Board tells the Pakistan Cricket Board. An army man dies in an encounter with J&K militants who killed two village guards. And the Bishnoi gangster accused of shooting Baba Siddiqui, a well-known Indian politician, has been captured by the Indian police through a fine tracking, and so hopefully he gets justice. I think it's quite amazing to catch anybody in this country because there are so many. Well, it's 1.5 billion people. So, most wanted Khalistan terrorist Arsh Dalla held in Ontario after shootout. So, Canadian police have arrested Mr. Arsh Dalla, who is supposed to be a Khalistani terrorist. And the Chief Justice has signed off. I believe I left the system better than I found it. Chief Justice Chandrachud, who has been Chief Justice of the Supreme Court for 8.5 years, and he has found the system better. He has left the system better than I found it. That is what the Chief Justice of India says. And Delhi air quality still is very bad, and but it hasn't reached the severe category. It is just now in the very poor category, which is an AQI of about 350, 340. So wish you all a good day. And if you want to subscribe, Aaron Zero Show, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.